We make wireless intercom. And wireless intercom, there's only a half a dozen companies who do this worldwide on any big scale. It's a very difficult discipline. There's a lot involved in it. And even if you're familiar with wireless, for example, a wireless microphone, you might know wireless technology. But in intercom, it's very different because intercom is bidirectional. It's us talking together, and it's conversational. So well, Pliant Technology is a brand. We are part of a larger company called CoachCom, and we have been in business about 35 years, and we supply intercoms in the United States and worldwide. In the U.S., the CoachCom brand services mainly college and professional markets for coach and player communications. And Pliant is the same technology, but applicable for the professional world, so broadcast production, etc.
What would be a typical customer for Pliant?
It's interesting. We have a very wide range. So about 40% of our marketplace is the broadcast, the NAB world, which I kind of look to as everything from a live event being streamed out, being broadcast, narrowcast, however we do that. About the same amount is live production, live sound. So that could be crews putting on a concert, it could be a stage play, could be Broadway theater, etc. And the rest is an interesting mix. It's everything from nuclear power to veterinary hospitals, people who need to communicate.
I fell in love with intercoms back when I first got started in broadcasting. And just the thought in those days of being able to push a button and talk to somebody else instantly in the facility just is so exciting to me. So I've always had a love for intercoms. What have you got that's new at the show?
Well, we have several different product lines. In our higher-end product line, we're showing our new Dante interface. We have new software for control, and we have IP-rated remote transceiver that can handle harsh weather conditions.
Take a second.
Sure.
Why is Dante important?
Dante is important because it's become almost a de facto standard. They've done a very good job at integrating their connection protocol to many different types of devices. So it enables somebody to have multiple channels of audio or intercom or other devices to be able to simply connect with the cable over a network.
So it's essentially a digital form of communication?
It's exactly what that is. So it allows you to transport the signals digitally between different devices, not just your own device.
So you've got the end device, the intercom, and you're using Dante as the protocol to go down a network wire rather than an audio wire.
That's correct.
And another Dante device of some type is going to get the signal and do something with it.
That's correct. So we are a company that just focuses on wireless communication. So we will frequently integrate with other wired devices, or it might even be an audio console feed or PA. So we will connect to multiple devices. Dante enables that to be done much easier.
In my background, which is studio video production in this case, the control room is going to have a wired box, but the camera people or the floor directors or people running around the stagehands are going to be on a wireless device, and they would be on a Pliant wireless device feeding back into a central console. Is that how it would work, or do I have a wrong picture?
No, you have that. That is part of it, but in today's intercom world, there are actually some additional options. For example, some of the manufacturers that we partner with and we work with even have devices that have a virtual panel. So rather than a 19-inch rack with switches and with a gooseneck mic, they instead have an emulation of that on an iPad, on a cell phone. So we'll be connecting to the systems that connect to other types of communication. Could be control room panels, could be occasionally you will see wired packs, but most people prefer wired today. They don't want to be tethered.
I had the pleasure of talking with Studio Technologies, also at NAB, who also make intercoms. Mm-hmm. What's the difference between the two of you?
They make intercoms, but we make wireless intercom. And wireless intercom, there's only a half a dozen companies who do this worldwide on any big scale. It's a very difficult discipline. There's a lot involved in it. And even if you're familiar with wireless, for example, a wireless microphone, you might know wireless technology. But in intercom, it's very different because intercom is bidirectional. It's us talking together, and it's conversational. So we're having a conversation. We have headsets on, but we could be sitting at a table, or we could be a half mile apart, right? That bidirectionality changes the way the RF works. And in the old school, you might remember people would push to talk, and that push button would turn on a transceiver, would turn on a transmitter to be able to reach the other person. In today's technology, these devices are on nonstop. It's 100% duty cycle. And so when you hit that button, you're muting the microphone, but you're not changing the transmission or data. So it's very different.
So the transmitter is always on, but until we hit the button, we're not being heard elsewhere.
That's correct. But there's still a lot of metadata that's going, battery level, volume level. You may have multiple channels. What's the volume of each channel, etc.
Where do you see the market evolving? Where's your areas of growth?
Well, it's interesting. Almost every day changes in availability. Everybody wants wireless devices. There's so much bandwidth available to it. So we're all trying to squeeze more out of what we can get legally, and also that varies greatly by country, right? So one frequency doesn't really work worldwide for the most part. So we have to look at each case individually, and management of that, and the ability to increase density, the number of users, as well as range, is the daily challenge. We've done a pretty good job of it with a lot of our products, but it is where wireless is going.
Where do you see this sales success right now? I mean, traditional media, broadcast cable, is under a lot of pressure trying to figure out what it's going to do in its next iteration. Are there areas of growth in your business?
There are areas of growth, and it's strangely because demand continues to grow, because people want to be able to communicate. And you begin with, for example, if you go back to when we were younger and we were in school, the thought of somebody having a microphone on the stage would be amazing. Today you can go into a first grade production in elementary school and each kid has on his own wireless mic, right? And so that continues to grow. The need for wireless versus wired, I can tell you as an example, a long time ago when I began in the intercom sector, a director on Broadway, and I had a conversation. We could do much less users at a time. And I said, well, you can have your spotlight operator on a wired pack. And he said, I don't want them on a wired pack. I said, why not? He said, if they walk away, I want to be able to get them.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
For people that have not worked with Pliant but are considering it, what are some of the key features and benefits you want them to know?
All of our product line, whether it be our biggest network-based to our smallest system, are all geared for ease of operation. We don't require an RF engineer to set them up. We don't require an engineer to wear it on his belt and have to spin around 3 times and need 4 fingers to make changes. It's very simple and easy to use. So if you've got somebody, most of the people who are in your audience, they're not intercom professionals. They are doing a job. They want a product and a tool to help them. We make that easy for them and reliable.
Gary, thank you very much.
Thank you.